Well, just contact the website. We have them available on the website.
Oh, okay, good enough. Listen, Jim, I do appreciate talking to you, and I love the show when it was on. It made so many changes over the years, but I still watch it in the evenings, and I wasn't up with some of the, when they brought in Judge Garch's niece, and those happened after I joined the service. But I still enjoy the show. I much prefer the first 4 seasons, naturally. But I still enjoy watching the reruns, and I wish you all the luck in the world, with whatever you endeavor to do with your age.
Thank you, Wayne, so much. Thanks so much for the call.
Thank you for talking to me. You have a good day.
You too.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
Okay, if we would, I'm just going to segue just a little bit, Jim, if you don't mind, because we did get a considerable number of emails from your fans, some making statements, some asking questions. So I'd like to begin with one from Mike Franklin. It says, Mr. Drury, I'm from Bloomington, Indiana. To say my wife and I enjoyed meeting you and having our picture taken with you at the Roy Rogers Festival in Portsmouth. Hope you're staying cool in Houston today.
Well, it's pretty hard to stay cool in Houston unless you're indoors in the air conditioning, which we are.
Understand.
It's hotter than the hinges out there, and it's been hot for a while, I guess. But that's summertime. You have to expect that anywhere.
Sure. I have another one here from Anna Jean Allen. She's from Normantown, West Virginia.
And we might point out, Jim, that this person actually wrote a letter and sent it here to the radio station.
Well, great.
And it says, I was glad to have met you when you appeared in Cambridge, Ohio. And I'm glad I got to talk to you on the phone there in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. But I also wanted you to know I'm just a good friend and fan. I'm just a common person, 76, and I don't have a computer. I missed out on the question-answer part that day, and I just wondered about Lee J. Cobb, which you answered, and what happened to Riker the Sheriff. You're riding on the show on that white horse with that red shirt and black vest is undescribable. That would be a picture to cherish. If you and Carl Ann is ever near where I live, you're invited to come visit. Like I said, I'm just a normal person. I don't own no guns or have no biting dog. Much success to your future.
I bet the mailman's happy about that.
But that's Anna Jean Allen, and what I think we need to do, if we get an email address, we'll scan this and send it to you because you really have to see how it's written.
Yeah.
Well, I love to see it. And I appreciate her sentiments, and we all put our pants on at one leg at a time.
Yes.
So. She's claiming she's just an ordinary person. Yeah. I'm just an ordinary person who happens to have been put in a position where I could play the Virginian for 9 years.
Indeed,
and that is about the luckiest thing that could happen to a guy.
Well, that's probably true, but it's really we do want to send you that because it's really it has a very, very kind setting to the text in that.
Oh, I understand, and people are so kind and so generous in their comments and their praise, and none of us ever get too many attaboys. There just aren't enough attaboys to go around for everybody, and when I get one, I'm very grateful for it because it means I've touched somebody somewhere and maybe made them forget their own problems for a while and worry about the Virginians' problems, and that's really what we do. That's the purpose of the whole exercise. So I thank her very much for that letter, and I'd love to see a copy of it.
Okay, we'll get that to you. Now, we have another one from Deborah Cletis Snow. And this one's pretty simple. It just says on the message.
Where's she sending it from?
Actually from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And she says, do you know when the next season is going to be released? I can only find season 1.
Well, the second season has been released. They were released simultaneously.
Yep.
But season 1 is, of course, out in the commemorative box edition, and the third and fourth season, I believe, are coming up quite soon. And they intend to release all 9 seasons of the show as soon as they can get them done. That's this wonderful little company. I say little company. This wonderful company. I shouldn't say that. It's a wonderful big company in Eugene, Oregon, which is not far from where I was raised.
Timeless Video, right? They've got Laramie.
Timeless Video.
Yep.
Timeless Media. That's Timeless Media. They call it.
Right.
And it's boy, they have the ability to get get in there and get the approval to do a show, and people tried for years to get the Virginian released on videotape, and then, of course, on DVD when the advent of that became so popular, and Universal seemed to have no interest in it, and finally Timeless Media was able to get the job done, and I don't know how they did it, but I certainly am grateful that they did, and impressed with it, and I wish that company a great deal of success in anything they try, because they've certainly brought interest to the Virginian to the fore like nobody's business, and I think they've done a wonderful job of producing these tapes and putting the photography together and the text. It's just great. I don't see any way you can improve on their product. I really don't.
Well, you know, one thing I do have to say before I read this next one is I have to agree with you on that, because I've just been sitting here drooling over this commemorative package that Vince has gotten, and I've been whining a little bit about it too. So I'm going to have to go out and get my own, but it's really nicely done.
Well, it is, and I'm constantly surprised by Timeless Media and the perfection with which they do what they do. It's a great thing.
Well, they have the Virginian, they have Laramie's out there as well. As a matter of fact, Robert Fuller does an interview on your Virginian box set.
Yes, and of course, Timeless Media brought out his show, Wagon Train, and Laredo. Laramie, and Peter Brown had his Laredo show on DVD. And I travel with those guys and go to a lot of Western film festivals and various gatherings with them, and they've had great success in marketing those DVDs and autographing them, and I hope it continues for many years to come.
And I'd like to see that happen.
What I'd like to see come out is Peter Brown's Lawman with John Russell.
John Russell.
It was such a wonderful half-hour Western show, and that's where I first met Peter, playing John Russell's brother in a great episode that they did, which is a fine piece of television. I'm very proud of that film. I think it was so well done. And got to know Peter then, and of course I've known him all I guess for 50 years or more. Mm-hmm. And it's always been a good friend, and so has Robert Fuller. So we're happy we're all three still vertical when we get up in the morning.
Yeah. Let's go to upstate New York. Talk to Gary. Gary, you're on the DNA Radio Show.
Yes.
What's that?
Hello, hi, Jim.
Hi there.
I'm Gary Bunning, the old Moonlight Wrangler from upstate New York. My wife and I and my youngest daughter, Kelly Sue, traveled down to the Harrisburg, Pennsylvania gun show last weekend just to meet you, because I knew that this was our chance.
You're the guitar player in Troubadour.
Yes, sir.
Well, I haven't listened to your tape yet, I have to tell you, but I will listen to it now that I'm home and can quit driving at 80 miles an hour across the country.
Well, it was really great to meet you in person out there. I just want to say that, you know, you're a great guy and a true gentleman, you know. And
thank you so much, and I enjoyed meeting you and your family. It was awfully nice of you to come all the way down there, and you've got a great family there, and I wish you all the very best of luck.
Well, thank you, Jim, and like I say, we got some pictures taken with you, and got some pictures off you, and you know, I'll tell you, James Drury and the Virginian are truly one and the same.
Well, thank you very much. We certainly are happy to meet people like yourself who have enjoyed the show over the years, and hope you continue to enjoy it, and hope we can continue to entertain you as long as we can.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I watched all them westerns all my life, and when I see you was going to be down there, I knew this was probably my one chance to meet you, and I wanted to get down there, you know. And,
that's great.
And I want to thank you for taking that demo CD from me. I sure appreciate it.
Well, that's all. That's great, and I will listen to it when I can get a chance here.
And man, you sure do get around, Jim, I'll tell you.
Well, listen, as I said, I've been on the road since I was 6 weeks old, and I'm still on it.
Yeah, you know all the highways and byways, for sure.
Boy, we sure did have a trip to Harrisburg.